Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermorians. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Now, Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you with the love and support of our good friends over at the Independent Creator Directory. That would be indiecd.org, your one-stop shop for the best of the brightest authors, artists, and musicians. We are also brought to you by sales of, come here, you. I'm actually organizing my side stuff, so I have little holders now. The Simple Sword, the Fighting Axe, and the Simple Spear, all part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from having never handled a sword to teaching the art to others. Now, and my duckies. We must not forget Hates and Hellfire. A dark secret has claimed 2 lives and is hunting an innocent child at the edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Only his aunt, a plucky reporter, her cameraman, and a very odd cat stand against the forces of darkness. Hello, my friends, my buckies, my duckies, and my loves. You know who you are. Hint, if I've made a positive comment about your derriere or derriere regions, you're probably one of my loves. Now, we have a lot that's happened in the last few hours. Let's see. I did a bit of an experiment. As you may or may not know, I did a new Nick Knows Nerf on this guy, which no longer has batteries in it because I had to go get things charged. And I did it a little different because I've been concerned about pre-recording and delayed release of things like Nick Knows Nerf overbogging the data storage side of the Indie City stuff. So what I did is I filmed it using the wonder that is StreamYard. And I actually got my links fixed. We're going to talk about that. But if you're going to use StreamYard or you're interested in broadcasting the way I do, if you scroll all the way down, I want to say all the way down to the bottom, it may be in the middle. I fixed the link to the affiliate link for Indie CD's StreamYard account. That way, should you consider joining StreamYard, they get some kind of positive kickback. Now, I say that because I want you guys, if you are streamers, do check your description, because most of us cut and paste from a file to the description side of things, because apparently mine had corrupted and I did not notice it. What it did is it broke all the links, and where it cut, some longer ones are cut off with the little ellipses. Everyone knows I love ellipses almost as much as I love my parenthetical expressions in my commentary. So none of those links were actually working. I have fixed that. That means folks who want to support me, who want to go directly to my Amazon store, because apparently my old Amazon store link was not working. I've got all that fixed, which means you might want to check on yours. We don't know if it's the Nick field or if it's a systemic error, but we're going to find out. Now, yesterday I shot and I did that video. I got a few things prepped. It was delightful. I did not expect a nearly 80-degree day, but we made it work. And by made it work, I found a truly blessed nap that I did not expect to have. And then, I woke up. That sounded breaky. That distinctly sounded breaky. Oh, well, if my chair broke, I have other chairs. Okay, one thing. I have to parenthetical expression this, but I have been informed that many of you expect and believe the Nick field to be a electronic device phenomenon. This, as demonstrated yesterday, mid-conversation with my lovely wife in the bathroom, is not true. Because as I was standing there, chatting about some fairly serious stuff, the shower curtain, the tension springy shower curtain, everybody knows what these things are, decided to no longer be tension or springy, but decided to test gravity at a random interval at higher than necessary speed while providing me a cranial impact test. So I'm just talking dong, and because it's metal and has a spring, it had that ring, that bong. And Mandy's just looking at me. Did that hit you? Yes. Did it hurt? Yes. And now on to my point. But the Nick field affects anything around me at all times, directly proportionate to the amount of potential chaos contained in the given object. You'll note the strap on my bottle. Wow. I couldn't have done that on purpose if I tried. Apparently, the lid had worked itself loose and decided to spring when I touched the strap. The strap broke. Why? The bottle itself is pretty solid. It has stayed with me for a long time. But the potential chaos by this amount of liquid, that wants to break free, as demonstrated. Anyway. So when I hear the metal ping of something shooting off my chair, I am not shocked. I'm just a little confused as to what it was and where it went. And then the pause, is the chair going to suddenly and violently acquaint me with my buddy, the floor? And, shout out to the floor for being the real one. A lot of people have let me down. Rarely has the floor. The floor has a way of catching me when I fall, supporting me when I'm at my lowest. And, I really do appreciate the floor. Now, even the floor has failed me at points in my life, when dramatically appropriate, but no one's perfect. However, I had the window cracked, the air was coming through, and I did a big no-no. I took a nap without my machine. And not only did I take it, Somehow I wedged myself on the couch cushions because I was in the process of trying to reorganize things. So I was like curled up on my back, almost roached, you know. And an hour goes by. Xander looks at me, feel better? I'm like, yes, because how many times I've asked him, feel better, when he wakes up from a nap. But as I hear this, I crack open my eye, and Dusty is on the other side of the couch, on the other side of the pillow pile, in the exact same position, looking at me like it's kind of nice, isn't it? I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if I've taken my cat's habit or my cat is taking mine. But it was an accomplishment. I got a few, maybe 150 words down on Hanson Hellfire 2, Electric Boogaloo. And then I plan to get working on some more of the bizarre shenaniganry that I really desperately need to write as I can make my way through, at least through the first freaking draft of this book. I am at the point where I love this book. I really do. I love the adventure. It is long and sprawling, and I still have to make a character name and spelling Bible to go along with it because I'm getting so annoyed with looking for that stupid mayor's name. Because every time I see him, all I can hear is, I like to do a little two-step. But I'm starting to get the build of chaos. We're reverting a little bit back towards the two main characters from the previous book, which makes me happy. Setting up potentially to switch focus back to the third main character of the previous book, who is one of my favorite characters I've ever written. And I am so annoyed that I haven't been able to talk to her in a while. It's one of those, you know. I swear I've spent more time with these people than I have with like actual people I know. And I genuinely care more about the written ones. I don't know what that says about me, but, you know, antisocial tendencies. I hear Carl's little pen going tick, 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 the ballpoint scratching across the paper as he, oh no, this is perfectly normal, and it's just blind writing notes in shorthand. Anyhow, it's okay. Look at the pocket watch. You'll forget about it. But I did get some stuff done. I am set up to do some more, and today I get to go on only one doctor visit. I was thinking I had to do one of those 2 back-to-back sprint all over Lafayette things, so it's not too bad. It's been a good run for me personally. For those of you who have money invested or things like my mythological 401k, you know how I've been warning that if you wanted something big, you know, quasi-expensive and necessary, likely electronic, maybe you should get it. You're running out of the maybe you should get it. It's going to get real spicy real quick if you've been paying attention to the economy at all. If not, you might want to take a look at some of the stock numbers. I don't want to get political, but this is current events enough that I've been warning for some time that we need to be prepared for a potential shift in the economy due to our many of our businesses being based on relative luxuries. We're about to get a lot more competition, and we're about to get a lot narrower customer field as prices of things fluctuate. So guys, be prepared for that. That being said, just like 2020, we may be able to pivot both our sales approaches, our writing topics, and our presentations to do all right. This is one of those times where a lot of people are going to panic. A lot of people. And that's okay. It's okay. It's also a time where if you can pay attention, you might be able to actually profit in the long run. So please, eyes open on the trends. You don't want to chase fads, but you do want to understand trends. And this is one of those where understanding trends is going to be real important for the writers among us. I know that was a little niche for a writer support thing to actually be talking about supporting writers, but the economics are there and they are solid. My humble numbers have been maintaining their humbleness, but I'm going to be working on adjusting that as soon as I get through Hanks and Heckfire, because I am getting some requests from my audience, especially my guild folks. So there should be some surprises working out along that line too. You can expect more Nick Knows Nerf videos, in part because I have a backlog of topics, some of which are quite old, I've been meaning to get to, and some of which are going to be a little more relevant towards immediate discussion. So I'm looking forward to that. I also need to know something, and this is definitely geared towards my Twitch viewers and any Kick viewers and anywhere else that this ends up going. I did an experiment with Nick Knows Nerf. As I hinted earlier, I did not do Nick Knows Nerf normally. I recorded it using StreamYard functions, but instead of setting it up as a live stream, I took the pre-recorded down, re-uploaded it through the YouTube system, and I put it out there. Now, I did that for some reasons. I am not trying to exclude my Twitch viewers at all. I love you guys, and I love the Indie CD guys. But there are 5, 7, something like that. I honestly lose count of how many people who have access and come in and out making content on Indie CD. And there's a limited amount of temporary storage for video files. So if I were to do what I'd like to do, which is take a given Thursday and record 4 or 5 non-time sensitive Nick Knows Nerfs, set them for pre-release and fire and forget, I would. But YouTube still counts that as a live stream and not a pre-recorded video, which means the algorithm handles it differently. So I want to see if for my pre-recorded videos, if I get significantly better numbers by following the basic rules of being on topic, being on time, which is lately Thursdays at about 6 o'clock has been my release time when I do Nick Knows Nerf. Sometimes it's Tuesdays. There will be a Nick Knows Nerf in the next day or two if all goes well, because I got word on some rather steep discounts going on Amazon. But I want to see how the algorithm works. If suddenly I'm getting more views and getting more push because I'm doing it through that way, I may have to do either YouTube through the song and dance through YouTube, and then release it as a live stream through Twitch and the others. I'm not sure. But short form content and Twitch don't get along real well. You know, they want that at least hour and a half kind of line for their broadcasts. So we may have some tailoring. If you're watching from a non-YouTube channel, I really want your input. If you're watching through a YouTube channel and you've noticed things like this, I want your input, because this is stuff that will help us all become better broadcasters. I also did some menial labor, house cleaning, plotted against the backyard, and had a wonderful series of chats with our beloved Sarah, who will not be in the chat because she has a relative who is needing some support for medical issues. And Nick, it sounds like you're being vague about someone else's business. Because I am, because it's someone else's business. She is okay, though. I know people get concerned. Let's see. There was something else I was going to discuss, and I can't remember it. So what I'm going to do is I've rambled quite a bit. It is Friday. For a lot of us, the weekend is our work week for what we do. And this is my place of employment. This is my public face. I take it, while I am something of a clownish character, I do take it rather seriously. Because in many ways, comedy is serious business. There are more storms coming in weather-wise, guys, and at least for my part of the world and north, and a little bit south too, we are expecting substantial amounts of rain, followed by a hard freeze between Monday and Tuesday. So make sure your flashlights are charged. Be ready to deal with things if it gets a little colder than you expect. When I hear lots of water and sudden weather drops, that means standing water, that means ice pooling, that means slippery road conditions, and possibly popped extra power loss, popped mains that have been overstressed over the course of winter. This is not new for anybody, but eyes open on that. That's what I remembered that I was trying to forget. Something like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to run Joe's ad. I'm only about 6 minutes off my normal standard rhythm, and then we're going to hit the comments and see what's on your mind, and we're going to rattle our way through. So I will be back in a minute and a half. Alrighty then, let's hop and pop here through some comments. We'll see how everyone's doing. Bum, 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 bum. And the immortal chatbot has joined our chat. Hello, immortal chatbot. Honestly, I am not that bothered by our AI overlords. As long as you assert our current overlords, meh, Good morning, all. Good morning, Trelena, my dear. How are you doing? The absolute adorableness of you cuddling with a hobo right now is totally not distracting me at all, because your little floof into... It's not my cat. I can't, it comes under the pss, 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 now, Nick, clause that happens whenever I see, the baby leopards being tended and the lady who boops their nose. But there's something about the Siamese cats where you just want to grab them by the little cheek ruffle and go. Anyway, as I lose all masculine points for the next week and a half. Good morning, Trey, says Carl. Good morning, Carl. Just us so far. Looks like we're We're due a lazy Friday. Are you? Lazy? Says the lady who, well, gee, work is giving me time off and I'm going to take another job, split shift, so that I can feed on the tea of my people. And, wow. A drama vampire? Ow. No, I don't need a new story about a character who's what? No, you don't understand. I literally feed on the tea. What? Lady Whistledown? A vampire? Anyway. Yeah. Friends, that's called being a writer. There is no mercy and no warning. And let's see, I guess, well, at least you and I were busy on that game this morning. Two things with that comment. First off, that is not that game. That game was actually ended formally when the, I want to say, the Prime Minister of Britain did literally release a notice ending the game. What's happening now is a bizarre knockoff. It doesn't count. In the words of my generation. And we're going to the comments. We have a unique phrase for that. No, it would be the game that we don't sing about, but will totally be sung about probably in the next few minutes as it comes up time. And hey, Donna. And hey, Thesis. Hey, Donna. And how are Thesis, Foxy, and Inigo this morning? Well, we'll have to see if there are any random numbers thrown at the chat to know Inigo's response. And greetings. I will need a nap before Green Room tonight. Geesh, tired already. I need a nap too, but for entirely different reasons. No. Inigo is back asleep. I'm half awake, sore. Didn't move much last night. Ooh, I'm sorry. Hermione is acting like he's got a hairball, even though he's got medicine this morning. Nice. Might need my little signs. Oh, joy. And good morning, Dan Hallfield. How are you doing, good sir? And we got greetings. And Dan, you must have gotten to bed early last night. He did. He did, because I was doing my late night exercises and my sword drills and what have you. And I found Last Man Standing was over before I got to them. And that shocked me. Anyway, and we got more greetings. And accountability got almost 10K points in the game. Okay, cool. Good morning, folks. Just got back from the job site. Had to go get some measurements from last night. $34, $26, $36. What were you measuring? Anyway, hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hey, Dan. No, but the tree surgeon showed up early this morning. Hard to sleep with the sound of tractors, chainsaws, and a bucket truck 30 feet from your bed. There are a few things that make me feel like breathing, like Uncle Iroh, as he finally got to properly invade Ba Sing Se. But as a former Midnight's worker, the rage beast in me, Hulka stays, the rage beast in you, Dan, because no. This is why. Okay. As part of my pitch for why I need to be an illionaire of something, millionaire, billionaire, trillionaire. I need vast sums of money because one thing I'm going to do is start with the experimental town that will be split, and it will have a dedicated neighborhood with fully functioning services. Okay? That will at least be 24 hours. If not, they will be completely flipped of everybody else because midnight workers deserve access to local government. They deserve access to the BMV, DMV, whatever. They deserve access to Walmart. And they deserve quiet hours when they are sleeping as much as the daywalkers deserve quiet hours when they are sleeping. And having a nightside neighborhood with a big warning that says you are now entering nightside. Noise ordinances are enforced by sniper. You know, this is just more evidence why I need to be in charge. Why? Electing me as your dictator for life and, benevolent dictator for life, evil overlord, will make the world a better place. Plus, this weird coloring is not spray on. Already makes me better than the other guy. Anyhow, I don't leave orange smears on my pillow. Okay, moving on before I start making bad jokes about Cheetos. Sorry about the caps lock. No, it's understandable. I've been very unhappy. Yes. Morning. It is morning. I got to see Don for like 3 seconds. I was confused because I saw like the thesis icon and thought, oh no, am I having another surprise guest? And no, it was Dawn. She was there just long enough to turn the camera on and then disappeared like an illusion. But you know what's not an illusion, folks? What's not an illusion are the wonderful books that you can read for free on Affiliate.
Hello, I'm Dan Hallfield. I'm the senior editor and publisher of Abelian Webzine, the world's oldest free creative writing e-zine since 1997. Since then, we have helped over 500 amateur writers learn what they needed to turn pro. www.aphelion-webzine.com and read not only what we've got going on right now, but 28 years worth of our archives of stories. Thank you very much.
No, Dan, thank you for what you do. And hi, Dawn. Dawn being, for the people who don't know and really should by now, the mistress mind behind The Adventures of Buddy and Georgette, her fanciful and fashionable felines. Now, pausing for the squee. Doing another one just to make her squee twice because I can. You are welcome. Anyway, Nick, you've been talking to Sarah too much again. Dang it, yes, I know. And greetings for Dawn, greetings for Dawn. The first most dangerous tree was dropped yesterday. Today, the other one is being taken down. Again, when an author's mind and an artist's mind come together, I hear the first most dangerous tree. And I see this demonic ant with like a pirate patch. You know? Anyway. Oh, God. What happened if Treebeard got the ring? If you can find it, there is a truly terrifying poem that was written. I don't know if it's actually Tolkien or if it's just a fan, I'll admit. But it was basically, what if Treebeard got the ring? And it's like it ends with like the age of flesh is done, the age of bark has just begun. I mean, it's just like, ugh! Justifiable. I mean, I may not agree with it, but totally justifiable. Hey, Dawn. And we got greetings for Dawn. Hey, Thesis. And Callie is intensively watching a guy walking his dog. Mm-hmm. thinking, look at them out in the cold today. Trey, says Dan Hallfield, I'm glad to lose a little sleep to know that a storm is not going to drop a huge tree on our bedroom, LOL. Indeed. It reminds me, I do have to go stump hunting in the near future. I'm still trying to figure out what I will use as a base for my portable forge so that I can, mount it to the base and not cause a fire and not have flaming coals tipped out everywhere. Because when I have to work the crank, there's always the chance that it can. And anyone who took that wrong, get a life. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. Morning, Nick is Steer. Inigo is chomping a squeaky toy again. I take it away at night so everyone can sleep. Good choice. Haha. Second cup is needed. I would love some coffee. I'm not allowed to have coffee before like 2. I just brewed my first. He can have his quiet chew toys whenever he wants, but squeakers get bedtime too. That's fair. Oh, you guys might want to make sure you have a lot of coffee on hand, dedicated coffee drinkers. Just saying. The cats have a circular thing with balls in it that slide around in a track. So I try to go to sleep and someone will start playing with their, yep. My cats had one of those. However, they always managed to get them out. Actually, they've had a couple of them. Anyhow. However, for brekkie, I'm having a banana pecan chocolate chip muffin that was dropped unexpectedly by Emmy. Excuse me while I flutter back down to earth. Dear Lord. Trey says, accountability. I have a newfound respect for everything our water department clerks do, and our clerk treasurer is a bona fide superhero for everything. Isn't it neat? As somebody who's worked a whole lot of Joe jobs, and Nickism, sorry, a Joe job, for those of you who don't know, is any job where you may have to have a tag that says, hi, my name is Joe. I cannot remember where I picked that up, but it has been with me for a long time. When you get to find out what's going on in the background. And one thing, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I am so impressed, proud, and kind of awestruck at how involved with local government the Bachmans have become. There are a lot of people who will sit and shake their fist at the clouds, railing about, I don't like how things are going, and then not do anything about it. However, that does not apply to our dear friends, the Bachmans, and I'm proud of them. The Emmy is a gem. Now, I will note, when I was logging in and doing some things, I saw this comment with no context. And I thought, no, the Emmy's a little gold statue, isn't it? Or is that one of them? You got the Globe, you got the Emmy, you got the Oscar. And I shouldn't care about any of that. Anyway, I meant to say that Emmy is a gem. It sounds super yummy. Yes, it does. Almost time. Prepare your eardrums. It is. She's an amazing person. I think she's coming up 16 years with stage 4 breast cancer. Not all superheroes wear capes. Yep. I am very, very, very motivated by making sure there is breast cancer awareness. Not for the, hey, this exists. You guys know it exists. And please don't throw money at anybody who's just slapping pink on something and saying, well, it's for breast cancer awareness. But please, I understand medically that getting your mammograms stink. I am a man of a certain age. Other unpleasant things are looming in my future. And my doctor was trying to ease me. I'm like, I understand. I embrace the fact it will suck. Moving on. When it's time, it's time. Oh, so you're not? No. Get checked. get checked regularly, perform self-examinations. I know a lot of you may be inclined to make green room comments, but this one, please don't. I know too many people who are survivors, and I know too many people who, frankly, I knew too many people who weren't. Get checked, folks. Here comes Nick. Everyone hide. Yep, get your likes. Like Trey said, don't forget to set, like, and share. I know you're subscribed. Please do. And Emmy is one of my favorite people I've never met or interacted with. Gets like already. We might meet her in 7 days. 7 days. 7 days. 7 days. Who gave the videotape to Sam Winchester? You know he's going to tell Dean. He's going to tell Dean. And Dean's going to be there with the smile and the salt, catching himself a baddie crawling out of his TV. You don't give people with that. Anyway, gets a slightly chewed like. They all spend accountability. Not going out for Munsey, resting up for tonight. Munsey? What is this Munsey thing you guys keep discussing? If only there were some kind of video, song, graphic thing that could be brought up. If only there was some way I could hit, I don't know, something musical about that. But I don't have anything like...
It's time to scan, that is the plan, with Carl and Dawn to catch a fawn or unicorn. We're so forlorn, we got a cap, so here's our rep. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we've got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too. Munsey is good exercise, good for your heart and for your thighs. Dawn is such a lovely lass. Come on, Dawn, get off your chair. Munsey, we want to Munsey, because we want some points and funny badges with our modern cell phone gadgets. Munsey, we got to Munsey. Download that app and help us cap, and you can play it too.
I should not be amused. I'm a terrible person. But that chair came from somewhere in my blacker regions of the foul pits of my embattled soul. And apparently, Hobo was not expecting that. Because I let that loose, and the cat walks in, and I just see glowing blue spheres of derp. And I hope I didn't scare him too bad. But just the what was that? Why is the furry man growling? Hello, furry man! Which, yes, I've been called that. I still don't know what the deal with the small child who insisted on visiting me while I was having CC's calling me Puppy Man was. But that happens. Anyway. Let's see, where were we? I just have... Sorry. I'm sorry. In a few moments, there'll be pokes the like button with the crochet hook. Now, there is a device that looks like a giant pencil sharpener, and it's used for making wooden furniture. There is a T word for what it makes, but however, I know exactly how I will mispronounce it today, so I'm not trying to say it. But it basically makes it narrows a log down to a little point, and then that allows it into a hole, and it lets you make like furniture. You guys know what I'm talking about. I know this is but Trace posted pokes like with crochet hook. And my mind is kind of spinning today a little more than usual. And I had this beautiful image of taking one of those to sharpen about a 5 foot long, 6 foot long crochet hook, and then just augering out of either wood or rattan or something, and just making this gigantic crochet hook with which Trey could poke things. Like, oh no, not a giant crochet hook. That would be terrible. So yes, crochet hooks themed pole arms are now running through my mind. Look at what you people have done to me. And I'm really waiting for the door to fly open because that would be the kind of thing that would normally summon my wife. But she is cuddled down and enjoying her cell phone time. Like Munzie, like, ooh, you're racing Foxy. Da, 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 da. Wow. Oh, God. The Chariots of Fire generation. Pokes like button. Okay, Donna. Ashley put lots of Muncie cards for you. Tries to race, steps on a dog toy, falls over, losing grip on life, watching it sail through the air to land in the slot. Could have done that again if I tried. She truly is a gem, but Reggie is still a little poop head. Ouch, Foxy. I'm sorry you're okay. Reggie is lucky to be alive after that stunt. Fried his little whiskers. Okay. There's few things as annoying as people being bothered enough they have to use the pizza slice style of answering the self. Have you ever seen the pizza slice? Where somebody's trying to do something, your phone rings, and what? What do you want? You were on speaker, and I am pizza slicing right into it. I'm doing things here. And I just looked down in time to see my beloved Trelena engaging in a pizza slice with an expression of annoyance that just delighted me. She has me muted so that she can have this conversation, so she does not know that I am narrating this, but it was very amusing. Dog cat toys are wonderful landmines in the dark. Still love that cat. Nick is locked and loaded this morning. What's the Tockert family rule? Stay strapped or get clapped. God bless America. Anyway. Pulls Trey down into massive beanbag chair. Oh my. Reggie's cat enough said. Hello. Thank you, by the way. Hey, Nick. Hey, Donna. Cuddle pile. I have to be able to think, folks. Right, Foxy, please let this wet thing be a mouse toy. Exactly. Carl, please be a toy. Please be a toy. Pulls up chair to watch the cuddle pile. Makes note on Dawn's online activity. Nice. And then she disappeared. I watched Nick's Nerf gun. Love it. It really is a neat little Nerf gun. The engineering is fascinating. I have enough of these that I want to make a bandolier of them. I just will have to adjust this with a bit of probably fitted orange duct tape because gun-like objects need to have an orange tip in America. Now, this does obviously not look very realistic, but I take 0.0 chances. And it's neat because this was independently made. This was designed by a company, not a big company, a lovely little company called Worker. And I've yet to see anything like it. But I realize it is also intended as a test bed for teaching people how to mod. So I may mod this. I am waiting to hear back on that one. It's a really neat little blaster. Inigo was going to sleep until I gave back the squeaky. Fair. So Link stopped working after Joey said the code was on hiatus. It happens. Hobo has joined the cuddle. Hi, Hobo. Boing! Two of my favorite women cuddling on a beanbag chair. I'll be right back. Enjoy your bunk. Anyway, we built We built the writer's tent out of PVC pipe and tarps. Paul thought I had glued it and tried to move it. Wrong! Oh my. Take your time, Thesis. Anything worth doing is worth doing until you pass it. Wow. Thesis isn't coming back, is he? Floors have usually caught me. The deck, not so much. Floors are friends. Walls, not so much. Oh, no. No. Contraire, mon frère. I have a long love of using the walls to get where I need to get in the hallway when my balance is starting to go. So, yeah, it happens. Oh, Dawn, hug. Don't drink in deck, people. Decks can be treacherous. So can staircases. So stay close to the candles. Stairs and I have a hate-hate relationship. Nick thinks I'm taking notes on him. Nah, as soon as I find someone as a writer, I just write schizoid on the form. Nothing else needs to be in the notes. Woo! LOL. So we're all doomed? Pretty much make sign of the cross. Nothing sadder in a vampire movie than an atheist with a cross. No, I don't write. Can only imagine what Carl wrote about me. Yet? You don't write yet? Anyway, Brian Rodman posted me saying, "Are you even good enough for imposter syndrome?" I answered it, "If you are good enough, you have it. If you have it, you are good enough." How delightfully twisted. I approve. You associate with us, you're still doomed. Dawn, doom. Well then, welcome to Latveria. Anyway, said it before, say it again. Doom did nothing wrong. Doomed at dawn. Good story title. Do I sense a short story? Well, Thesis did make my name a verb. And now my brain is doing a Dawn Doom Bunny butt shake. There you go. I like big buns and I cannot lie. Oh, you others can't deny. Anyway. Hey, I didn't make your name a verb. That was a group project. One, Dawn is a verb. You have a call from we had a baby, it's a boy. Would you like to accept the charges? Nope. She stood with her back to the brick wall, afraid to look around the corner. That last shot was pretty close. Ooh. I nearly choked on the butt shake comment. The wind changed. She could smell it, fishy and pungent. As she peeked around the corner, she could see the seagulls, still attacking the food on the table. My problem is the seagulls in question were about 7 feet tall, with extra eyes and rampant growths. Maybe it was a good thing they didn't go swimming today. Anyway, nice, Foxy. My brain is a weird place. I wanted out. The photographer was still there, waiting to take another shot. Since Sarah isn't here, Foxy and I will just keep write the story in the chat to keep Nick busy.
Which is worse, parental interference in your job or a person with a weapon when they shouldn't have one? Working security can be boring, but some conventions are a blast. Find this and all of Donna Carlene's books at lulu.com or look for her on indiecd.org.
She picked up a large stick and donned an empty pot as a helmet. A short prayer under her breath, she shouted and started waving the stick at the foul flock. Seagulls, stop it now. That is so much more amusing when we talk about the size of the seagulls that were manifested in my head. And now Foxy is going full Samwise Gamgee on the seagull situation. You're right, Carl. Writers are just plain nuts. Yep. The agitated birds took off as one, taking out the photographer all the way to the sky. And again, them being, the size of velociraptors just makes it all the better. Okay, I'll behave now. That's about an hour of comments. Giggles. Quiet. Wait a minute. How come I get hounded to endlessly finish Darker Angels, but no one is bugging Foxy for the next part of her story? Because Foxy is working on it. And you haven't started your manual. See, they are hounding you on Darker Angels and other Jeff-related materials. I am hounding you to hold up your necessary requirements as an instructor of the sword. We are not the same. Unlike Richie, who needs to finish the freaking Fire book. 15 years. I am almost giving up on you, Rich. I'm almost saying, yep, you know what? You're going to flake out. After 15 years, you're probably just going to flake out. I don't think you have it in you anymore, Rich. It's just not there. Yeah. I understand low blood sugars are distracting. It happens to everybody. And low testosterone must be a serious condition. But I would hope you have the motivation and courage to just admit that, yeah, you're never going to do it. It's okay. Remember, in the go big or go home, going home is always an option, sir. Now, because I'm patient. No, Dan, you're impatient. Impatient. Okay. Mr. Hollifield, I hate to be the one to inform you, but the drugs are wearing off, and very soon you'll experience some odd things like blurred vision, a sense of vertigo. And as your vision realigns, you may find yourself in a very bright white room. It's okay. This is a natural part of the process. And very soon, you will be reassigned to your new work shift division and given a new number to replace these bothersome independent and free thoughts that you've been having. Good morning, Dave. Anyhow, maybe I will try to write it up this weekend. Wow! One notice, one faint discussion, and Foxy goes, okay, maybe I'll give it a shot. And further, I say. It's almost like, hey, I have an idea. I will do something with it. I am sorry. My snark is quickly approaching Maggie Smith levels. And my sass is so strong that I keep expecting General Grievous to perform an invasion of my front yard yelling, General Kenobi. Hello there. But while we are looking for quality snark.
Hi, I'm Auntie Foxy, and I'm a crafting addict. I make custom jewelry from recycled materials, and Foxy has wares if you have coin. You can find me at indiecd.org/about-auntie-foxy. I hope to see you there.
And folks, as things get interesting, please remember that shopping small, shopping local, it helps. And there's been this quiet growing movement of people just boycotting everything unnecessary. If they're buying something that isn't a necessary good to buy, they're buying it from either used or, a small person, small business. I think it's beautiful. Don't like the system, boycott it. You want fine jewelry? Don't go to Zales. Go visit Foxy or someone else. What's this? Now, okay, to the comment that just accused me of being perhaps a little less than genteel. I'm still being kind. I did not inform anyone that they are not being the person that Mr. Rogers believed they could be. I have not told anyone, don't worry, that you've gone far enough down this path that Bob Ross has to admit you're just a mistake. No, I am being kind and gentle and merciful with a great many people. So, I will continue in my mildly villainous arc. Let's see. Dan is typing like me, but I have long nails now, so that's my excuse. That's fair and just. Foxy is like me. While others say Sturm und Drang while writing, I say, okay, I'll just write that up this weekend. It's a short story, thankfully. Just have to decide what direction I want to take it. And if you don't like it, you can always delete it and start over. My characters don't talk to me at all. They obey what I tell them to do. Witzman? The level of get wrecked that you can get for that comment, I had to catch myself. You nearly got the two-fisted puppet show. The elusive and terrifying double deuce. And I ran some of your ads already without being bugged. I even shared your Munzie ad. And this, you come into my house and you treat me and my guests like this. The disrespect. The vulgarity, I tell you. Mine always talk to me, but I wonder why I'm... Is it any wonder why I'm very distractible? Mine don't usually talk to me. I just end up walking mentally from wherever I am to whatever I am into the, this is going on. It feels a lot like the holodeck when you haven't been included in the simulation, so you're just kind of walking around watching what's going on. And then every once in a while, one of them will become self-aware and just give me that look. Not as bad as the one Trey gave me. That was sizable and impressive. Dan did a good job catching the moment that, the I will hex you into compliance arced through her eyeballs like lightning. Jeez. Canada! Anyway, jeez. That's okay, though. I'm pretty sure I deserved it. Pretty sure. I do love when Trey remembers her ranking capabilities. It's so delightful to have that, oh yeah, and that SWAT. Heck, even when it happens to me, I have to smile. And let's see. I just wanted to see Trey and Hobo. I don't blame you. LOL. I'm such a little bratto. So I was talking to Sarah, and I do remind folks that I am capable of, for commission, occasionally doing custom leather jewelry, should it be required. For all the little brados in your life. But we loves you. He was leaning on my arms, I couldn't reach the keyboard. Careful, someone might dawn on you. My babies! Someone pops up in the background. What did I say that upset? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, is everything okay? Foxy giggles at Nick. I love artwork, Nick. I'll be honest, that is one of the favorite things I've ever done. I really do love that little piece. Beautiful artwork, beautiful kitties for their beautiful mommy. The Ant poem is fan done, but freaking awesome. I thought so, but I saw somebody did it as a cross stitch thing, and it was amazing. They took the really scary scroll looking image, and I know you know the one, and then they like cross stitched it on their wall. If you were closer, Nick, we have some excellent stumps you could have. On the off chance you guys have space, Thesis said something, and it has eaten. If he truly wishes to do blacksmithing, if you go on eBay right now, you can get a small railroad chunk, just a little chunk of anvil for around $20. You can use a pre-existing hair dryer if you don't have a blower to make your forge, and literally dig a hole in the ground and put lump charcoal, or you could just actually put wood, get it hot enough to do light grade forging. If you have a stump, you can mount heavy objects to it. I actually will be hunting down stumps to bowl out to make what are called fishing blocks, because aside from the fact that I still have to do the leather pieces, take this apart and detail it some more, I want to make things like this, because the people who make things like this charge entirely too much. And then I will probably mount them on foil or epee blades, because I can afford foil or epee blades. I say this ahead of, price adjustments that may be coming. But, oh no, Nick wants to get a cheap welder next. Because the idea of me with farm welding skills should terrify everyone. But thank you. I do appreciate the thought. And I am in high-level snark. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday, all of you. Happy Friday, Chris. Squeen coming. Hey, Chris. Hey, hey. Hey, Chris. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Hey, hey. Let's run an ad.
Welcome, friends. I'm Bladed Thesis, and this is my tea house. Come join me every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADEDTH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
Okay, let me see. And where were we? Lots of Chris's. I don't understand how things worked in our town and who took care of what, how funds were went. So I figured if I did stuff for the town, I would learn. That's brilliant. And it makes you valuable. Good way to learn. Dawn says, I'm not at full power, but it's amazing how much I didn't realize how sick I was. Take it easy, dear. Yes, it does. The squishy is not fun, but I do what I always. Hey, Chris, I get the squish. I've learned so much, both on the park board and just as I've worked in the water department. Ironically, I'm looking at means to acquire a personal water department because that's how my mind works. Our local hospital actually rewards gals for getting their squish by giving you a Hershey's bar after. That's nice. Oops, that's 6 days. And this is 8 days a week. Anyway, Trey, behind the scenes are amazing to see. The way things seem somewhat seamless is truly a madhouse beyond the curtain. Indeed. And happy Friday. Happy Friday, Cindy. How are you? And I did behind the scenes work at our local fairgrounds. I learned things that I wish I didn't know. I'm sorry, Thesis. Genuinely. I'm sorry that it was a negative experience. Hey, Cindy, chair. I've been non-remote last couple of weeks, but I'm back. Well, for break time. It's appreciated. Howdy. Jeff. Hi, Cindy. It's semi-organized chaos. Amount of checks and balances is mind-boggling, but makes me feel a lot more confident about how our town's money is handled. I'm glad to hear that. Geesh, my voice is slightly froggy today. No, I can't pull. I wanted to see if I could pull my Kermit impersonation out, and I can't right now. My throat won't let me. Okay, Cindy. Gee, I have an idea because I thought that you said tea instead of teen. Ooh. Hobo didn't even jump. He was confused. But you didn't say I'm good. Waves. Hi, Cindy. And Cindy is promoting my store and my art page and the link. We had a skunk sighting on Stupid O'Clock. Oh, gosh. I'm so excited. I'm sorry I missed it. Hey, Chris and Cindy. Get the rest of Nevermind the Furthermore at youtube.com/@NicholasTockert. I now have a need for an offensive Tunisian crochet hook. Do, 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 do. Hello.
I'm feeding and watering the chickens.
Good morning. All righty. Interesting. I'm going to have to study Tunisian crochet hooks to figure out if I can make a giant one. I keep seeing a Woobles ad, a bunch of Lord of the Rings things that I just remembered to mention it. Random. Awesome. Dawn says good morning. 362436. Oh, only if you're 5'3", quotes Sir Mix-a-Lot. In the Book of Truth by Sir Mix-a-Lot, because Sir Mix-a-Lot cannot lie. I've seen that ad, Dawn, several others. And the Historical Fencing Guild can be right there. And I'm really excited about tonight. We have some things to talk about. I'm 5'2", Chris, but those are not my measurements. No, those were associates of mine. Having a second shift friendly neighborhood sector. Yes, it really is. Tea and swords. I just wondered how those measurements compared to a Sasquatch like me. Well, it's really interesting because the measurements are still active. You just have stretch. And you're not a Sasquatch. Stop demeaning yourself. Even in jest, I won't tolerate it. Yes, I am much more round. I have no problem with that. I think I've gotten down to measurements of 52, being 52, 52, 52. Check out Comic Related Madness. And Trey, I hope that you do more good for your community than even I think you'll accomplish. She does. You can be a Sasquatch, I'm a Hobbit. And I like that all. Heart of Sacrifice is out. And Cindy's out of break already, but I'm going to run her ad. Give me a second. So where are we? There it is. still here. And jumping out. Bow, 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 bow. I just got a picture of Hobo where apparently Hobo was in full. You can draw me like one of your French cats. Oh my gosh. It's not even fair nor just. Anyway, have a good day, Cindy. Later, Cindy. We earned a facepalm, yes. We will now have an ad while Nick recovers. High five, Scar. I'll have to go to the hardware store later so that I can get last few bits I need to finish up the stovepipes outdoors. Ooh, cool. Had to pause the show when I hit play again. My comments were out of sync. I apologize. Oh, you are fine. Confusion and inconvenience is all about the background of this program, and dare I say this network. We delight in the bizarre. And see, Fox is like, you're fine, Chris. Dang fine. Ouch. Nick is calling people out today for their procrastinate. Richie has lost the fire. No. Richie started the fire, but he won't finish it, and it's been 15 years. So now the fire is cooling, simmering down, and leaving charcoal in its remains. Ouch. Procrastinators of the world, unite tomorrow, or the next day, maybe another day after that. He didn't start the fire, but he did shoot the deputy. Those are two different songs. I am aware. He probably looked at the deputy, and the deputy was worried. Mashups are allowed. Oh my gosh. The Ed Sheeran mashup I found with Disturbed that I called Chillsturb because I had to track it down. The marimba version of Down with the Sickness, I am absolutely here for. Are allowed and encouraged. Absolutely. We could probably have an entire conversation just song lines. Now I want to see Nick cosplaying as Norm Abram. At least I got a cannoli. Yeah, but did you get the tiramisu? Don't like honey, but thanks, Chris. I love honey. Oh, God. You like honey? Like honey? Like the honey sauce?
No,
What? Oh, that smells nice. What is that?
it was lemon.
Yeah, what lemon?
The one from the bathroom. The lemon.
Oh, the lemon soap. Okay, yes, that does smell nice. Thank you. And a lot of people say hi, Xander.
Hi.
Hear, smell. There was a dice roll. My teenage son just burst into the room here. Whew. I'm just a girl with a crochet hook and a yarn, an addiction to yarn. Thanks, Nick. And I've Kira on my mind, even if you pronounce the name. I did. I bungled it, and I'm okay with that. My characters talk to me constantly. I'm just too busy to actually pay attention to them most of the time. My characters talk to me too, but usually that's because they have players behind them. It gets confusing. Now, no. I actually don't usually get that level of conversation. When things are talking to me, they're not characters. They haven't learned to speak to you in code. It just sounds like an auctioneer who got dyslexic. 001101100110111011101110001. Auctioneer binary is not something I thought I would be thinking of today, but I'm here for it. When they do, I just need them to quit being lazy and write the story on their own. And they're too busy checking on Not Joe's kids. YouTube is eating comments again. Oh, I'm sorry. And sleeping has finally taken over. The puppy just rolled over from cuddling a squeaky toy. Oh. They make human-sized pet beds. I cannot know that they make human-sized pet beds. I cannot know that they make human-sized pet beds attached to like industrial fitted sheets so that you can put them on a mattress. I can't know that. Do not let me know that. Because I've seen one that is like a queen size mattress bottomed human pet bed. And while I want a few of my beloved friends to come.
Sweaty, and I don't see any blood left.
Breaking news. Toast is ready and I don't see any bread left. Okay. Well, that's because bread left the room. It was hobo time. Bread's probably looking out the front door. No, I have to periodically check that all messages checked because it loves. Yes, it does that to me all the time. Yeah, if you're on a computer watching, move the browser from one screen to another. It will generally go back to top chat instead of all. Learn that the hard way. How odd. Pressure changes. I'm on my phone, so it does its own thing. I've embraced the Sasquatch name, especially after the name I gave my sister. Wow. That's by far the worst nickname I've ever heard. But ask me about my buddy Cheerio one of these days. I have worn many, many names in many, many circles. And many of my friends forget that the other incarnations of Nick exist. And there was a case, quite a few years ago now, where my friends Steve and his then wife Rachel, I'll put it that way, were introducing me to some of their friends. And sitting at the far end was a gentleman in sunglasses. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he said, "Satan?" And I said, "Shades?" I knew that man for 5 years. We had intense theological, political, religious, philosophical discussions. It took me to then to find out what his real name was. Like Tom Cadell, by that matter, for anyone who wonders. But really fine gentleman. One of the reasons that the town of Otis is still the town of Otis. But when you're in college, you find causes to be passionate about. But yes. And there were requests for explanations. I did not feel the need to give them. Moving on. I have no issues with being a hobbit either. I'm short, love garden. Oh, no. Hobbitdom. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. You're also Bones. Yes, I am. What did Nick say about Carl and Donna's cat? Haha, Charcoal is probably. I don't remember it by this point. Charcoal is waiting for my feeder. Hi, Sanders. Love that kid. So made her dice roll. Luckily, you did not roll like me. I am. Yeah, clutch. I know you saw the look of shock and fear on my face when smell. Oh, God. And then, why does he smell like lemon? I forgot. He had expressly requested lemon-scented hand soap on his birthday list because that's how Sandra rolls. What do you want? Lemon-scented hand soap. Okay, kid. Maybe Legos, maybe Nerf blasters. Okay. I love him. Between the bread and charcoal comments, I'm dying. Apparently, Perch offends Hobo and his ancestors. Gave him a piece. Now has been unalived twice. Whoosh! I do love when cats look at something and decide it isn't in the right state of deadness, and they just start like pop smacking it. I don't know if that's what happened, but it amused me. Hello, Trey. Hello. Cats are about. Our cats are like that about some fish. Going to revoke their cat card. Callie says to tell Charcoal she'll just have to wait until she's finished with his mommy bed. Oh, again, I love that kid. And Bread looked like Caesar wishing to be entertained. These cats. They only want canned tuna if it isn't normal cat. He did. Oh my gosh. I would share the picture, but there's enough of Trey's foot that I have to blur it out so that she doesn't get a wiki feet rating. Anyway, I'm going to run some ads. I think I'm going to wrap up if y'all don't mind. It seems like it's been a chill Friday. If you do mind, let me know. I need to run. I see. Boop, boop. I am horribly amused by the fact that you guys do the hearts and the pinky wiggles, and that's one of the few motions I actually can't quite do. I need to do more occupational therapy to offset my physical therapy. Yay! Okay, that being said, tea time for me. See most of you tonight. See some of you later. All right, Kelly says it's time for kitty lunch. See everyone tonight. I know, he came in and sneezed all over my sweater. Yum. She already had tea time 6 months ago. You're welcome back. See you tonight. Have an errand run. All right, folks, we have people leaving. So, guys, I know the world's getting spicy, but we will adapt. We will improvise, overcome. We will profit while others fail. We will ascend to the ranks of the highest heights. Wiggle what finger you can, Nick. And that completely derailed the spiel I was going. So, guys, get writing, get drawing, keep creating, because if you do, you can edit it, you can improve it, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. I'll be back over on the other channel at 8 o'clock for an episode of the Historical Fencing Guild's live stream. I have a new product I have found. I wish to throw money at. I can't right now, but I wish to throw money at it. I am intrigued. How to find out about that? Well, you have to stop on by. But with that, guys, enjoy your weekend. We'll be back real soon. I love you. Toodles.